Right then, peoples. Good old Suffolk Andy has put up another Amy's Questions vlog, where his daughter Amy asks us some questions. She had 5 questions, and same as last time, one of them was too long for me to answer. My answer was too long for me to answer in the comments, so I decided to do a vlog about it. And the question was, what is the worst job you've ever had? Right, so in my case, it was 20 years ago. I just moved up to this area. It was the first job I got up in this area, and it was for a sort of an aeronautical engineering manufacturing company down by the airport in Ballina. And I was essentially the financial guy, the financial controller. And it was a pretty weird job because right from the start, I spent the first couple of months asking the owner, Mike, where the financial records were. And I got vague answers like, oh, we had a fire, they were all destroyed. Oh, we lost the hard drive, it was all destroyed. It was just, I could never really get an answer out of him. So, I was trying to build my own financial records up for the place, which mostly seemed to consist of debt. People just turning up saying, where's the money you owe us, or phoning up, or whatever. So I did a lot of juggling around with his money. Now, he was a genius in the morning, this guy. By lunchtime he'd had half a bottle of whiskey. By mid-afternoon he'd had the rest of it, and I'm pretty sure something up his nose. So he went from a genius to a complete moron. And as his staff had a saying about him, which I didn't understand when I first started there, but I soon got to realise why. He said he could wrestle defeat from the jaws of victory. Very well said. And yeah, so he got all these great ideas. He would prototype some absolutely awesome stuff, and then he would fuck it up, usually with the customers. So yeah, now, I mean, that doesn't sound too good, but it got a lot worse, I can tell you. I got a phone call one day from some guy in America with quite a threatening tone about the $650,000 that Mike owed him. So, I couldn't really answer. I didn't know anything about it. Then the next clue I got, which also led up to me confirming that he was bunging stuff up his nose, was about a dozen or so bikers turned up one day. Bikies, let's say, which is what they call the biker gang members over here. The bikies turned up and pushed their way past me and said they were basically there to do him in. Now, I had seen him flee from the opposite end of the building when they turned up, so I sort of bought him some time and I said, what's going on, how much does he owe you? They told me it was over $4,000. I said, come with me to the bank. I paid them off for him with the company's money, of course. So at this point it's getting really dodgy, and when it got really super dodgy was I was down in the town doing some business, and I got stopped in the street by 2 guys who had followed me from the factory, and they were wearing suits and they had American accents, and they started talking to me about the $650,000 that Mike owed their boss, and they made sure that their jackets fell open so I could see that they were carrying. Now at this point I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I got really aggro with them. I basically said, don't fucking show me your guns, I come from Belfast. And I said, Mike might owe your boss money, nothing to do with me, all I do is add it up. And it worked, because they were, oh, it's cool man, it's cool, and they backed off and left me alone. Anyway, it was getting worse and worse. He was owing a lot of wages to the staff, which there was just no money to pay for. He seemed to get another small loan from this overseas source, and I just took the initiative and I told everybody, I'm sorry, here's the money you're all owed. It's all over. And I wrote them their separation certificates, which is the Australian version of a UB40, basically saying, you know, the employment has been terminated, etc. But it's a dead thing. But he still owed me, a couple of $1,000 in wages, etc. And I was a single parent. So anyway, about a month later, I was sitting at home and I still had telephone access to his bank details. And I noticed he just got $150,000 into the bank. I phoned him up and said, Mac, coming for that money you owe me. And he started umming and ahhing and making excuses. I just hung up. And 40 minutes later, I drove sideways into his car park. Very angry. I got out and I walked past him with a block splitter. Now, a block splitter is like a big blunt axe. And he said, where are you going with that? I said, I'm going to start hitting your airplane with it. He had an airplane, which was his pride and joy. I said, I'm going to stop hitting the airplane when you pay me the money you owe me. And he went, and he started writing a check. And I went, check, and I swung the block splitter back, and he went, whoa, I'll take it to the bank, get you the cash. And I said, bingo. So that was it. He paid me the money I was rightfully owed. I felt that was the end of it, which essentially for me it was. But about a year later, I saw a newspaper in the shops with a picture of him, and he had been shot dead, 2 taps in the back of the head. You all know what that means. And I just thought, my God, I'm so glad I got out of there. So yeah, there's the worst job I've ever had, Amy. I've had some where, you know, I've washed down buildings with acid, I've done some horrible things, but this, in my brain, was the worst job I ever had. It was pretty full on. So yeah, I wasn't sure I'd ever tell anybody that story, like, publicly, but what the hell? You asked the question, I'm giving you the answer. So good on you, Amy. I love this idea. Keep it going. All the best, Captain Cranky.